What's up, YouTube? My name is Adam, and this is Broke Man Finance. While everyone is talking about a stock market crash coming, I'm sitting over here talking about a great bounce back that I see coming. Hashtag stock market crash was even trending on Twitter last week. People are throwing around the term stock market crash all willy-nilly right now. And yes, if everyone were to start panic selling, yes, a stock market crash would occur. But we're not even nowhere close to those levels yet, and I'll explain how far in just a minute. And by the end of this video, if you stick around, then I believe that the market will be a little more appealing to you and you will be a little less fearful. And if that's something that you can appreciate, then I would appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button and stick around with us for a while. And liking the video would be cool too. And while you're at it, make sure to scroll through the links in the description below. There's lots of good stuff in there that could help you make money. Stock Whispers is one of my favorite things out there right now on Telegram. They give great breaking news, great stock options, great conversation. Speaking of conversation, make sure to check out our Discord and make sure to check out the Yoda savings account too, because I think that's one of the most underrated savings account out there right now, and I'm getting an incredible return on my money. But you got to go check them out to understand why I'm getting a good return on my money. Now, I may be looking at this glass as half full, but I am pretty damn optimistic about this market right now. And maybe it's because this is my first rodeo. We've been here before, so I can recognize a good deal when I see it. But it does freak people out when they see their portfolio starting to shrink. That's where the old saying comes in: be fearful when others are greedy, but be greedy when others are fearful. And right now is the time to be greedy. The market has had a rough couple of weeks here lately. People have began to panic sell, and it's so easy to do that too because our brokerages, they're in our pockets. Robinhood, Webull, Charles Schwab, Fidelity, Ameritrade, whatever. It's very easy to pull our phones out and just hit that sell button just like that. But it's just as easy to buy back in. In this video, I'm going to explain why I don't think the stock market is going to crash. In fact, I think it's going to come roaring back into a bull market. So make sure you stick around until the end to find out all the reasons why. All the stocks I'm bullish on: Apple, Axon, Chewy, Lemonade, ARKG, everything that I like has went on sale. And remember, I'm broke, man. So I am always looking for the deals. I am always looking for that value. And it has been placed in our laps. It's like the market has given us a handful of coupons and I'm about to go stock up on detergent. This is a healthy correction. This is not a crash. Hence the term healthy correction. There are a couple reasons that this correction has occurred. One is the fear of inflation, but what's that even mean? From our friends at Investopedia, rising inflation has a dangerous effect. Input prices are higher. Consumers can purchase fewer goods, revenues, and profits decline. And the economy slows for a time until a measure of economic equilibrium is reached, which typically takes a few quarters. Value stocks perform better in high inflation periods, and growth stocks perform better during low inflation. Another reason we should have a good mixture in our portfolios. When inflation is on the upswing, income-oriented or high dividend-paying stock prices generally decline. Stocks overall do seem to be more volatile during highly inflationary periods, meaning this is normal. This is not the first time this has ever happened, nor will it be the last. But it's not a crash. According to James Paulson, chief investment strategist of the Leuthol Group, the stock market's inflation fears may be overblown if explosive economic growth comes to fruition to create a perfect mix for more gains. If economic growth comes to fruition. And you can if anything to death. But this is what I know about our economy. The Rona cases are declining worldwide. More and more people are getting the vaccine every single day. This economy is going to come back just as strong as ever once we get through this, and we're now at the point where those scales are going to tilt back in our direction. In a letter to investors on Friday, Paulson said that although inflation may be on the rise, that hasn't always meant poor returns for the stock market as long as real economic growth is strong. And with post-pandemic reopening in sight, many analysts are arguing real economic growth will be impressive in the second half of the year. What he's saying is, whenever the economy is strong, and we're heading in that direction now, inflation rates really haven't mattered all that much. Even in the cases of the inflation rates rising, it didn't have that much effect on the market. And analysts are saying that the real economic growth, we're going to see the real economic growth in the second half of this year. Plus, bond yields are on the rise, they're ticking upwards, which is indicative of strong economic expectations, making a lot of us believe, myself included, that we are approaching a bull market. Secondly, I blame tech. The fact is that the S&P 500 is heavily influenced by tech stocks, and it is the tech sector dips that is causing folks to panic sell. For instance, Apple, the Googles, Facebook, Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft, and Nvidia make up 24% of the S&P 500. Just those few companies make up almost a quarter of the entire S&P 500. Apple alone is 10%. So when those stocks start to dip, it affects everything. When Apple and other tech stocks drop, because of that tech influence in the S&P 500, other companies within that tend to drop too. People see that, get freaked out, and the panic sell ensues. The weakness in large cap tech has been weighing on the broad market averages, sparking concerns of a market top and the end of the cycle. From our perspective, breadth remains strong, a characteristic that is typically not present at market tops, said Kevin Dempter, an analyst at Renaissance Macro Research, this past Thursday. In fact, if you look at small cap companies right now, they're crushing it, as well as other industries within the large cap companies. That's why I'm so quick to pump the brakes when people start yelling market crash at the slightest little hiccup. In reality, the S&P and the Dow are nowhere near correction levels. The S&P 500 is still up like 70% from those March lows of last year. The only one that's close to market correction is the NASDAQ, which is typically heavy tech. But they're still up almost 90% from those lows back in March. Industries like travel, banking, energy, they've all been having a hell of a time here recently because they're just coming back strong. The economy's opening. Roni cases are on the decline. Everything's looking good. So those industries are coming back strong. But on the other side of that coin, whenever tech decides to flip that switch, no pun intended, and they start coming back, they're going to bring everybody else up with it. Whenever those few companies are 24% of the S&P 500, my God, you can't not have influence on everything. So as soon as those stocks decide to come back, everything else is going to drive right back up with it. I will never, ever bet against Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. Never going to happen. Bottom line, the economy's opening back up. It's going to get stronger, and that's going to ease the fears on the inflation back to a point where nobody really gives a crap. 2, bond yields are on the way up, and historically, like I mentioned, that comes along with strong economic expectations and usually is at the beginning of a bull market. 3, it's just the influence of a few companies in the stock market now that is driving a panic sale, and that will calm here soon, I believe, and we are going to see a huge run up. And this just gives everyone an opportunity to buy some of those stocks, some of those tech stocks that are on the cheap right now, like Apple. That gives everybody an opportunity to buy in right now. And if I were you, that's what I would be doing. So no, I do not think a market crash is coming. In fact, I think we're getting ready to see a great bull market. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. As always, I hope those stocks stay green. I hope you stay safe, and I hope everyone out there takes care.